So Congress wants to send $1,000 to every American. Does that include billionaires? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Karen in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, Karen, what's on your mind today?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. I hope you are too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to talk enough for you to hear my head rattle. But what I wanted to ask is, have you heard anything about if people who are on Social Security will be eligible for the so-called checks they're going to send out?
We don't know yet, Karen, because the legislation hasn't been completed. They're still negotiating that in the Senate, and it has not yet gone to the House. What they're talking about is a $1,000 check to everybody, and then they're adding another $1,000 check to it. One of the proposals that I saw was $1,000 to everybody to all adults and $500 to every kid. But right now we don't know. But what I can tell you, and thank you for the call, Karen, I think it should. I think it should go to every single person in America. And then people say, well, what about the billionaires? Well, there's only a few thousand billionaires, they can get a $1,000 check too. The problem is trying to filter out the billionaires, or even trying to filter out the millionaires, people who are in the top 1%. There's a couple 100,000 of them. Trying to filter them out will take months. It slows the process down, whereas sending a check to absolutely everyone, that's pretty fast. But here, let me just give you, yesterday, this was yesterday in the United States Senate. The House is home right now. The United States Senate, because they worked until 11 o'clock Friday night, but the Senate is still meeting. Two members of the House, by the way, a Democrat and a Republican. A Republican from Utah, as I recall, and a Democrat from, I don't have it in front of me, but anyhow, they have tested positive. And so now their staff, and they were hanging out with their peers, with their colleagues, just last week in the House of Representatives. So this might be ripping through the House of Representatives fairly soon. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But my guess is that they're going to very quickly figure out how to vote from home and work from home. This is a crisis. But yesterday in the Senate, as they were negotiating these packages that you just asked about, Patty, and this was this $1 trillion thing, Senator Patty Murray of Washington State, Patty Murray, the one who sent the letter back in February, I believe it was, to Trump and Pence and the head of CDC and whatnot, saying, why are we not buying, and why have we not, since January when they were available, been buying test kits from this German manufacturer that was authorized by the World Health Organization. And now there's a dozen manufacturers around the world who have been licensed by the World Health Organization to make these test kits. So they're available widely. Why are we not buying them from them? Why did we choose never to do that? And she still has not gotten an answer to that question. But anyhow, Patty Murray proposed an amendment, or an amendment to this bipartisan relief package that they're working out in the Senate right now, that they're debating right now. And her amendment would have given 2 weeks of paid sick leave, as much as 12 weeks of paid sick leave, 2 weeks of paid sick leave, and 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave, which would be like, if somebody gets sick in your family, you've got a shelter in place, or you've got to self-quarantine, 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave, 2 weeks of paid sick leave. This is nothing, right? In Germany, you get 50 weeks of paid sick leave. She proposed 2 weeks of paid sick leave, 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave, and all 51 Republican senators who were there voted against it. The only two Republican senators who did not vote against it, Cory Gardner and Rick Scott, didn't vote at all because they weren't there when the vote happened.